welcome to my channel. My name is Gojo Tumaki. Alright, so this is my first unofficial review on Jujutsu Kaisen. Let me just say I started watching this like a week ago, and I can tell that this anime is crazy. It's next level. So, based on what I've gathered so far from Jujutsu Kaisen is that there's an ongoing battle for decades between Jujutsu sorcerers and cursed spirits. You know, the anime really captivates the audience by displaying different curse powers, curse techniques, and so on and so forth. Now, the star of the anime is of course Yuji Itadori, who at first was a regular human being, but somehow he managed to ingest Ryu Masukuma's finger and stay alive. Now, Ryu Masakuma is basically the strongest cursed spirit there is in the history, which they say, well, according to them, that he's an equal or even a better match for Gojo Satoru. Now, what I love about this anime is the diversity and the epic battle scenes. Now, one thing I can tell you, you're not short of bone crushing, blood spattering. The writer really tries to captivate this. No, this ain't no Shaolin Showdown. No Gangi Tempai, this is straight up Star Trek Next Generation type of level shit. This anime is god tier anime. Not to mention how the character development is so flawless. It is so flawless. Now, my favorite character is Hananami. I didn't put him in the scene in the pictures because I want to do one video just surround Hananami. His ability is just insane. He can literally use a ratio to somewhat determine how much damage you take. So it can be 70 or 30 based on how much curse power he puts behind his technique. It doesn't matter even if he's using a dull blade. He's just my favorite character so far. There are other honorable mentions, but I won't get into that. Let's just stick to the main script. Now, before I go on, I'm just gonna ask you guys if you can please just like, subscribe, and share. Please, this is my first video and I don't want to be discouraged. Now, please leave a comment. Also, tell me what I can do to improve on my videos. I would very much appreciate that. Now, let's continue. I'll be dropping some clips in here so you guys can see like my favorite moves so far in anime. Now, what I like about this anime is that not only it has different techniques, different martial arts style, but the idea has a final move. For those of you anime lovers out there, you guys, if you watch Bleach, you know that you have the Shikai, which is, your half release, and then you have your Bankai. And if you watch Naruto, you would know that you have Shadow Clone Jutsu, which is like a Shikai, and then you have the Rasengan, which is like the final move. Same goes for Kakashi's Chidori, which is the final move on his Shadow Clone. However, in Jujutsu Kaisen, the final move is called Domain Expansion. Let me just tell you this. Domain Expansion, just the whole idea of it is out of this world. It's a sure hit technique that you use when you're facing strong opponents. Now, we've seen special grades use it. We've seen mid-level sorcerers, top-level sorcerers use domain expansions. Now, my favorite domain expansion so far is, of course, Shigegumi, which I know he's not a fan favorite, but for me, trust me, he is. I just love the whole idea of how he uses shadows and he can create different creatures. The drawback of his fighting style though is that he's not a martial arts specialist, and if you wound him, you literally wound the creatures in a sense. Which is kind of a drawback to the power, but I like the idea. I like the idea of it. He uses his domain expansion, which is called, I think it's called Creatures of Shadow. It's just epic. Let me tell you, epic. I can't say epic enough. No. Also, in the anime, we see where Itadori, he's not necessarily a Jujutsu sorcerer. He's just trying to, find his footing in the world. He just wants to protect others, and no problem with that. Each time he basically is introduced in the anime, you see where he's learning. Everybody else is a step above him. So he doesn't have a domain expansion. He doesn't have any type of raw technique except for Black Flash, which he recently learned in this first season. Now, Black Flash is a very tricky move, but he somehow managed to master it in the space of a couple episodes. No. As I said, guys, this is just my first review on it. I'm still going through it. After I finish the second season, I'll be reading the manga because I'm really interested into it. I just want you guys to tell me how you feel, what you think. But before we go, I'm gonna drop in some, some of the domain expansion, some scenes so you guys can see exactly what I'm talking about. Here we go.